Hello, good evening, friends. This is me again on a rather crisp late fall evening. So today I thought I'll share a few insights on follow-ups. We know, of course, that the money is in the follow-ups, but are all follow-ups born the same? What do I mean by that? So going back to my earlier videos, especially on the one on the part on less is more. So we discussed, or rather, I mentioned about the deluge of emails and contacts that we all receive every day, and how almost none of us are really, uh, let's say, incentivized by that to buy whatever that's being offered. So the same goes for when we do it, of course. So what does that mean? So does it mean that we don't follow up at all? Uh, Obviously not. So what it does mean is that we have to space our follow-ups and make good judgment calls on whether a particular call is requires a follow-up. So and how many. So and also the frequency. So this depends on what we have agreed. Now this is the key. We have to agree a course of action at the end of every call with the prospect and stick to it. Now that ensures that the prospect doesn't feel pressured. This is key. So no off the cuff follow ups and no pressuring to get a follow up call. Agree on a course of action. Would you do you think you would be ready to have with having processed this information, you would be ready by next Tuesday to look at the next possible steps, something like that? And if the client, the prospect says yes, then you have an agreed follow-up time and you can agree on the time and all that. If not, it is not a follow-up. So unless we have an agreed course of action, it is not a follow-up. Don't contact them, at least for a length of time. I don't know, it depends on each sector, could be few weeks or few months even sometimes. But if you have an agreed course of action, then you have legitimate reason to follow up, and of course there is a real prospect there. So then you do so, but only on the agreed times. And if they don't answer the phone, then don't chase them too much. But give it another try, maybe twice, but that's it, and not at the same period of time. Like, not if you call at 2 p.m., don't call back again at 2:30. Um, or you might try 2 p.m. and 2:10 p.m., for example, just to ensure that there was not something wrong with the line, but then leave it till the next day or so. And then if they still don't pick up, don't call for some time, send an email. In fact, you should do that right after the first two tries, and wait for that reply. And of course, in the case of a face-to-face meeting, obviously we need to have a call. Depending on whether we have an agreed time or not. If you have an agreed time and the client it's on the calendar and they have actually accepted the invite, then unless they change that, you go ahead and meet them. And if not, then you call in the day before and say, I've sent it's in our calendars, but I noticed that you haven't accepted. Are we still good for tomorrow? It's just ensuring that we are not pressuring them and you're not wasting our time either. So this is basically the key to follow-ups: agreed course of action. So if you don't have an agreed course of action, it is not a follow-up. It is just chasing call, and it is obviously it just turns off the prospect, and we don't want that. And the same thing, whether it's by email or whichever, space the follow-ups, and don't and if you feel that it would be too much for you to receive that many follow-up approaches, it's probably too much for the prospect as well. Make the judgment based, put yourself in their shoes, and I try to and do accordingly. So that's it for today. Less is more is the byline, and that's a key. That's a useful line to keep in mind, because that brings up all the At least it does for me. It could for others. It brings up all the following uh, insights into mind, and so we can, that keeps us maybe in line. Hopefully this has been useful, and as always, if you're watching this on YouTube or any other such channel, which also offers option of subscription, uh, and if you have gained some insight from this and you feel it's warranted, then please do so, or definitely leave a reaction and comment so I can improve my own uh, let's say insights to you, my own shared videos, the quality of the shared information. And I look forward to our next video.